Hello everybody! Welcome to another episode of the Vespor Gaming. I'm Ramses. I'm going to do the solo playthrough of Bad Dudes on the NES. Me and the Vesper just did a playthrough of Bad Dudes vs. Dragon Ninja for the arcade, and it was a lot of fun. And we like to do a solo playthrough after we finished an arcade co-op together, just to see what it's like on another version, or just to show you and talk about some other things that we may not have talked about while we were having fun playing this game together. So yes, it was ported to the NES in 1989 by Data East, same company that made the arcade version, and it's a pretty faithful port. There are, of course, some differences and limitations when you go from an arcade version to an 8-bit version. Besides the NES, it was released to a lot of other systems on the market at the time, mostly computers, like the Commodore 64, Commodore Amiga, Atari ST, and a PC version, as well as the arcade port being available on many compilation systems and cheap arcade-type plug-and-play systems over the years. So people should be familiar with Bad Dudes vs. Dragon Ninja, but the NES version was actually quite popular because it was one of those games that either everybody owned or they rented this game because they thought they were going to get a fun two-player game, only to find out that the NES version of Bad Dudes does not have a co-op option. So you each get to play the game separately in a two-player mode, just like Super Mario Bros. 1. Yeah, lots of fun, right? Alright, let's start her up and see what we got ourselves into this time. So here you see the players do have names, Blade and Striker. Doesn't matter which one you take, they're both pretty much the same exact thing. So I'll just choose Blade. And we get a green screen, not very graphically impressive. The big thing to note about on this screen is that instead of the president being called Ronnie, like in the arcade, it's just called the president. So that's an interesting change they made. I think Nintendo did not want them using political names in the game, so they just removed it altogether. And this is the famous opening. Are you a bad enough dude to rescue the president? Why, yes I am. Alright, we start out with 3 lives and 3 continues. That's the whole game. You have 7 levels to get through. Use the attack button to punch or kick. It'll automatically change between each. And the blue ninjas are your basic grunts. The gray ninjas throw caltrops like that, or shurikens like that, and they take 2 hits to defeat. And the red ninjas take 2 hits to defeat also, and they leave behind items. And here you can see some of the graphical limitations of the NES. The truck definitely does not look as impressive as it did in the arcade, but at least they got it in for the most part. You can hold down the attack button to charge just like that. We'll look more at that in a little bit. And yeah, that's pretty much our game here. You just walk on the upper level or the lower level. You push jump and up to go upwards, jump and down to go downwards. Here's another enemy type, my nemesis from the arcade version. The sword guy. The female ninjas that just walk into you. And the sword ninjas will leap up and down trying to get you. They take 2 hits also. So yep, it's very similar to the arcade as you can see. Right, you can do jump kicks too by pushing jump and the attack button. And I'm rusty, so yes, I just lost a life there. We're getting the rust off here. Alright, so here's our first boss of the game, and yes, it's Karnov. Yes, that Karnov from the other Data East game of the same name. I guess you can call him their mascot at the time, Data East mascot Karnov. He was the star of his own game that was in the arcade and on the NES as well. And they threw him into this game as the first boss, and he pretty much fights the same way. He breathes fire at you, you gotta tap him twice, jump away from him, tap him twice, jump away from him. It's pretty formulaic, not too hard. Just keep on moving back and forth, back and forth. Well, he got me there, but that's alright. We should be able to finish him off right now. And you'll see they put in the I'm Bad sound clip for this game. It's very pixelated and horrible, so turn your volume down when you're playing this on your Nintendo because they have that horrible sounding I'm Bad. But I still give them props for trying to put that in. That's very iconic from the arcade to have them say I'm bad while they hold their fist up after they defeat the enemies. Alright, so now we're on the truck scrolling stage. We're driving out of New York City. That previous stage was New York City, by the way, in case you're wondering where this game starts us off at. The soda will restore 5 health bars in your life, so you definitely want to get those when they show up. The red ninjas drop them sometime. And yes, we're driving away. I can't get the first weapon pickup because I'm not jumping on the ground. That's the nunchucks, and I wish I could have gotten them, but we'll get those later too, I have a feeling. Alright, so enemies are going to come from left, right, and from the ground. I don't know how they're running with a 30-mile-per-hour driving truck, but yes, it will show up from the right side, the left side, and then they'll leap from the ground where the truck is speeding by. So yes, you just got to keep repositioning yourself, repositioning yourself. If they come from the right, you want to be on the right. If they come from the left, you want to be on the left. So you just have to keep on moving one way or the other and dealing with each as they come because you don't want to lose all your lives, just like I lost a life here. I tell you, I'm a little rusty. We're getting back into this here. You have to duck down to get him, and he has the claws, so that's another enemy we haven't seen yet. But most of the time it's going to be these basic blue grunts that take one hit and you just got to keep moving right, left, right, left. Spinning kicks are good too. Diagonally jumping with the attack will help you do the spinning kick, and it's an effective move. See, like that. Alright, we're just speeding along. We're working towards the front of the truck, which says dude, so it's probably that same truck that we saw before that's speeding away now. Key is to not to get hit by the weapons that the Grey Ninja throws if you want to stay in this. See, we're already very weakened here. Usually you should have more energy than this. I have 2 lives left, as you can see from the P. It shows you how many lives you have. And this enemy is called Nanal, the guy that looks like Vega here from Street Fighter. And what you want to do is pretty much get him to jump up towards you. You want to get to higher ground, but you got to position yourself right. And then you want to try to, let's see, if I move over here, I'll try to get him to chase me. There we go. You want to jump up onto the cab like this, and maybe we'll try some charge moves. So I'll show you some charge moves here. Hold down the punch button, and there it goes. And we hit him, see? Each time we hit him, he gets knocked down for an energy bar. So it's very effective. He can't get us, and that's it. Just like that. Alright, I'm remembering some of this now. So let's go on to the 3rd stage. Alright, you'll notice I have no score and 3 lives here again, so yes, I lost my lives, so I decided just to cut that out and we'll use a continue and start fresh on the 3rd stage here. Every time you have to use a continue, you start over again anyway, so no point in showing something that I'm just going to show you now again here anyway. So yes, I use 1 continue, we have 2 left. Alright, and now we have Grey Ninjas, and they're very annoying, as I've told you. They'll keep jumping up at you, throw their weapons. You can punch the weapons away, which is actually pretty good, and you can supercharge attack them too. I'll try doing some of that later when I get back into the feel of things. Alright, so here we have another one of those crawling clawed enemies. Oh, our first weapon usage, so there's the dagger or knife. And this means you can defeat all the regular enemies with just 1 hit. So you see the gray ones that used to take 2? 1 hit. That's why it's good. It's short range, that's the downside of it, so you can't really hit many enemies at once like you can with the nunchuck. But it's a fast attacking weapon, and it just takes 1 poke to remove every enemy. So that's why it's worthwhile getting if you don't have the nunchucks. 1 poke, I even got the shuriken with it, so... Let's see if I can get the sword guy. Yep, 1 poke with it. See, I got him right in the face. Ah, and a needed energy pickup. So the can of soda, which I think is supposed to be Coke, it's they're not hiding that fact very well. We'll give you 5 energy bars back, so that was a needed pick-me-up for sure. Oh, we messed up there. We got hit twice by the guy we were supposed to duck against. Alright, so now this is interesting. The sword guy can't jump up on the next platform. See, every other ninja, watch this gray guy, he's going to jump up, see? The sword guy is the only one that can't jump up to another level. So if you're above, he will not be able to jump at you. But he'll go back and forth pacing, waiting for you. And you can do the old NES trick of just cycle him off the screen. Let him walk off by himself, and he never comes back. You know how it is with the NES, right? Alright, so here's our next boss, and this guy is Hanzo. He's the green ninja that duplicates himself. Now in the arcade, he was a little tricky because he had more duplication, but this is the NES version, so it's a little more limited. He's only going to make 4 copies of himself, and each of the copies takes 2 hits, and they only attack 2 at a time. So it's a little more limiting than the arcade, which is expected. It's a Nintendo game. But it's the same idea. He'll send his copies after us, and then once you defeat the copies, you can hit him a few times, and then he'll duplicate again. So it could be a long battle just because of how drawn out it is. You got to wait for the whole process. You got to beat each duplicate. You know, you gotta do the same pattern over and over again. Let's see, and now we're gonna hit the regular Hanzo a few times, and then he's gonna summon more, so it's over and over again. But it's a very easy battle. All you have to do is just beat the 2 duplicates each time you fight 2 of them, and now here's the other pair of 2 duplicates, 1 and 2, and then we fight the original Hanzo. So that's the whole battle. It's long, but it's really very easy. And it's a silly power, like I said in the co-op. Oh wow, I could duplicate myself with the weakest ninjas ever who do absolutely nothing, but yes, that's my power, and I'm gonna use it. Why does he use it, right? Alright, so this should finish Hanzo off, and yeah, just like that, he's done. Not a hard battle at all, just drawn out because he likes showing off that duplication power for some reason. Alright, and now you see I have number 3 in that P column. You get an extra life every time you defeat a stage. So when you move on from one stage to another, however many lives you had, add another number because they're going to give you another life. And they give you bonus points too, depending on how much time you had left. So that's really the only use of time. You're never running out of time. It's just for bonus points. Alright, so now we're in the forest area. So we went through New York City, we went through the roads of New York City, we went through sewers. Here's our first look at a new enemy, the guy that lights himself on fire. He was in the game also. but I don't think he shows up as much in this version. So now we're going through the forest, like I said, and yeah, we're looking for the president. So this is a feature unique to the NES version. The stages will actually cycle like this. So you have to stand on a certain area of the stage, and it'll just start to move down, 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 lowering you down to the next area. So that'll show up a few times in this version. We'll look at it again when it happens again. Here's another new enemy we haven't seen yet, the charging dogs. There'll be less of those in this version too compared to the arcade, but they're here too. So I like how they tried to get everything in. It's limiting, it's not as much of course, because this is the NES version, but they tried. Alright, so should we get the nunchucks? I guess we're going to, because we just lost alive. We're going to get the nunchucks, and now I get to show you the nunchucks. So yes, these are longer reaching. They're just as powerful as the dagger, but they're longer reaching. But they're slower, so that's the downside of it. Yes, it reaches a farther distance, but it's slower to fire it, so that's the downside of it. But it's definitely effective. You want the nunchucks when you can get them. So here's another cycling moment. Wherever the world stops, the enemy on the left is going to keep on showing up again and again until you're standing on the proper spot. So, or ducking, like this. So you have to be on the proper spot, either standing or ducking, and the world will move as long as there's no enemies on the screen. So yep, here we go. We're going down, 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 lower into the forest still. Boy, it's a very deep forest, I have to say. So these barriers will help us here. It's going to take them a jump to get over it, so it's a good way to get an extra moment to line up your shots. So that actually helped us. We have another female ninja. She just walks into like the blue ones as well. And that blue one just ran right through us. So yep, the nunchuck very effective against the gray ninjas especially. So this guy's called Animal, and it's a fitting name. He looks like a wrestler, like the Road Warrior or Legion of Doom Animal, right? And he does that standing drop kick like that. Or he'll do this bash attack like that. So you want to just keep playing keep away, and you gotta be really fast if I remember. You want to like hit him once and just get away from him. Because he'll take off a lot. I only have 3 bars. He'll probably take off that just in one hit. So you want to really keep away from Animal. He's earned his name. He's real tough. Just got hit there. Oh, we did get hit. Oh, darn it. So you see what I mean? So now I'm just going to go up front and close and personal and beat him up the old-fashioned way. Uh-oh, he went off screen. Yeah, that was bad. So you don't want him going off screen because then you can't see what's happening. If I can get him with a charge. Oh, no, I handled that totally wrong. Well, we're just going to finish him off. We'll probably use another continue, I think, just to start fresh again. But yep, that's Animal. And yeah, he is one of the tougher enemies in the game, as you can see. And I just didn't handle it right. Okay, so yep, I lost my lives again. So now I've used 2 continues. And we're going to start fresh on the train stage. So now we're traveling on the train. We're down to 1 continue, which I think should be more than enough. I'm getting the hang of things again. And I'm going to start to use the charge more. I think that's the problem I've been having here, is not resorting with the charge attack enough. So you see how effective the charge is, especially on the train? All you have to do is hit one of the enemies with the charge attack, and everything standing behind them will get defeated as well. So if you beat one enemy with a charge attack, anyone that was standing behind them, that is behind them, not all on the screen, but behind them will also be defeated. And you can also use this trick on the stars. So if the gray ninja throws a shuriken at you, use a charge attack on the shuriken, and it'll also defeat the ninja behind it and anything standing behind them. So yep, I definitely want to start using the charge attack. I think that's the problem I've been having, is not relying on this more. So there we go. So you see, I just hit the weapon there. Let's try that again if they throw another star. Yep, just like that. So you hit the star of the charge attack, the star, the gray ninja, and any ninjas behind him get defeated. So it's definitely something you want to utilize. Hold down the attack button, you'll start to glow, and then let go, and it just hits everything in front of you. It's a great move. It takes time to charge up. That's the downside of it, of course. I think I'm going to start to use this on the train stage especially. This will definitely make our lives much easier. There's a fire ninja waiting for us, and there he goes, see? I hit one with the charge attack, and he's gone. Oh, another one tried to sneak up on us. Nice try, but no. And there's some nunchucks waiting for us over there. I think we're definitely going to get them. You can still use the charge attack when you're holding a weapon, so don't ever be afraid like, oh no, I can't use the charge anymore. No, you can use it. You'll have a weapon and the charge attack, so that'll make your life double easier. Alright, so here's Green Karnov. I don't know if he's like an undead or just sickly or something, but yep, Karnov shows up again in this game. And he only takes 5 hits this time, so it's like a weak mini-boss version of him, and he's already defeated just like that. But if you watch our co-op on the arcade version of this, you'll see the green version of Karnov shows up more than just once. I think in this game he only shows up 2 times in total, the green version, but I think in the arcade it's more than that. Alright, so yeah, we're moving along nicely here. This charge attack has made our life easier. Let's hit the female. There she goes. Let's hit him. He's gone. And he's gone, and he's gone. We got the ducking guy trying to move on. So they're sending almost every ninja after us. I don't know how they're running with the train. Again, the same as the truck. They're running as fast as a train and leaping on like it's nothing. I guess that's why they're ninjas, but not very strong ninjas. It just takes one little tap and they're defeated just like that. But they're trying. They're sending the whole forces out to stop me, but they won't. I'm not letting them stop me this time. Alright, we'll get the energy. Definitely need it. You want to have enough energy for the boss. This is one of the tougher bosses coming up in the game, in my opinion at least. And don't worry about time limit. I know you see the time clicking down there. We have 37 whatevers or 36 now. It's not seconds. It's definitely not counting seconds. So I think it's just for bonus point usage. You're never going to run out of time. This is all how many points are you going to get when you beat the stage. They add up, you know, how much of the time you had left. There's a clock there, and I'm not going to jump down to get it, but you can actually restore time, but there's no point. You're never running out of time. Even in the arcade version, it's almost impossible unless you're really just standing still and walked away from the thing. Alright, so I think we're getting close to the boss of this stage. Let's see. Yep, so you see that blue thing loading? That means the boss is showing up. And the boss in this stage is called Killer Joe, and he uses that swinging weapon. He'll either attack above or below, so you gotta either be ducking under it or jump over when he attacks low like that. He hit me with it, and I was supposed to duck there. So that's the trick. You want to duck or jump when he attacks on one of the levels, and he can really beat you up badly. Yeah, I'm not doing well here, but I think we'll be alright. Yeah, good, I ducked in time there, and if I could just get him before he got me low. But he has 1 bar left. We're just gonna go in for the kill, and that's it. So not too bad. I think we'll continue on from this. We get an extra life for beating the level, don't forget. Okay, so now we're on to level 6. Yeah, game's going well now. We're having a good run here. We've only used 2 continues. We're now in the caverns. We're getting closer to the dragon base that lies at the end of all this. And now we have stalactites falling from the ceiling, so that's a new hazard in this stage. We'll try to cycle the guy. Nope, he's chasing after us. Alright, we'll just have to beat him up. We tried to save his life, but he didn't want us, so there he goes. So we have stalactites now, and I think there's another hazard that we'll see soon. I can't remember what it is, but we'll note it when we see it. And they have a few dogs that we haven't had to deal with yet, so that's good. And there's another fallen stalactite. There it goes. Alright, so yes, the charge move now is our friend. We want to keep utilizing it when we can. We got the nunchucks back. We definitely want those. They'll come in very handy for this stage especially. The longer reach and stronger attack. Alright, so now we're on one of those you have to stand on the right spot stages. So the red ninja's going to keep showing up. Yep, and there we go. Standing in the right spot, and the world's going to move down. We're going down like an elevator, right? You can't move while this is happening. You just got to let it happen. And lower in the caverns we go. These must be very low sinking caverns. I guess we'll see how low it goes, right? Okay, sword guy can't chase us up here, but he's gonna keep tracing along anyway. Maybe this time we'll try to cycle him off the screen. Let's see. First, let's clear off some of these ninjas that keep showing up. And there he goes. Alright, so now let's move all the way here. Show some of these spinning kicks that I like to do. Like I said, you push up in the direction to do them. And there he goes. And there you go. We cycled them off. So sword ninja's gone. That's one less problem we have to worry about. But the blue ninjas just keep showing up in numbers, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, so here's one of those you have to stand on the right spot moments. And there we go. So yep, we defeated the red ninja. The world is going downwards again. And he left a can of Coke for us. How nice of him. I think we'll use that. That'll be a definitely needed refresher. Ah, that felt good. Alright, onwards we go. We're lower in the caverns now. Let's see how low we go here. Alright, so that's a dagger. We don't want that. We will keep the nunchucks. That's definitely the weapon of choice. Like I said, you can use the charge attack on the shurikens like that, and that'll defeat the ninja and the shuriken. Oh yes, this is the other hazard. Those spikes in the ground. You do not want to touch those. They take off a lot of health. So you want to avoid those spikes at all costs. So defeat all the enemies around if you can first, and then jump carefully. I'll even take a caltrop rather than stand in those, and there we go, we avoided them. So yep, it's going pretty well. Like I said, you just have to be facing the right direction, deal with the ninjas that they show up from the right or the left. That's pretty much the idea of this. I think there's gonna be another cycling one. So yep, this gray ninja, or is it the gray ninja or is it the one after? Nope, it's the gray ninja. We'll keep showing up until we stand on the right spot. And there we are, we're on the right spot. Remember, you can't be jumping. You have to be standing or ducking on the right spot after you defeat the constantly reforming enemy. So that's how you get the world to move. Like. We're really deep down. How many levels down did this cavern go in the NES version? I guess we'll never really know. It just keeps moving and moving. Alright, so we have the dog standing on the spikes. How is he able to survive that? I don't know, we won't ask those questions. But I always like when the enemies don't get hurt by stuff that very clearly should be hurting them as well. There's no reason why they're immune to hazard like that, right? Alright, we don't need the dagger. I wouldn't get it anyway on the spikes. There's a stalactite you gotta watch out for. Another one here. Oh no, yeah, that took off a lot. See why you don't want to get hit by those? So I got hit by the stalactite, took off a lot of energy. Luckily they gave us a can. So that's one good thing about this game. It is a little forgiving. They give you weapons, they give you extra lives, they give you refills. Alright, this guy's very easy to beat. Just bap him with the nunchucks. That's it. That's the whole fight. Just for your reference, his name is Kanbosai. But that's it. If you have the nunchucks, you just bap him a few times and he's done. Just like that. Just like that, we're on stage 7, final level of the game. So you see why you want the nunchucks and use the charge moves and take advantage of those continues? That's the secret to this game. If you're not great at it, just take advantage of what they give you, you know? Alright, so you can see this is the dragon base. It has the word dragon and an arrow all over it, so they're directing us. If you want the dragon, ninja, follow the arrows. Oh, that's very nice of them. I like when the bad guys tell us what direction and where we are in their base. It's so nice of them. They painted it green. Well, that must have taken a long time to paint everything green. Even the girders and the walls and the everything's painted green in this base, really. Probably had a whole team of ninjas just to paint the base, right? I wanted it green for the dragon. Alright, so now we're at another one of those movable stages. We gotta stand in the right spot. The female ninja will keep showing until we are, and we are. So there it goes. The world's going lower. Look at that nice lime green paneling. It looks like metal plates on the wall that they painted green. That must have been a lot of fun to do. Dragon Ninja likes green, so we'll paint it green. Alright, so now we're supposed to charge our attack and get all... No, let's try that again. Charge your attack, and you can get all of them at once. Yeah, like that. Now, isn't that cool? He painted a whole dragon on his wall. So there's no doubt we are in the dragon base. So thank you for letting us know, Dragon Ninja. We are in your base with the nice dragon and the dragon arrows and the signs. Yep, it's like a bad guy hideout here. You know, when you see that in cartoons, that's pretty much how this base comes off. Alright, so let's see. Keep going. It's a nice straightaway here. Yeah, this is another one of those lowering levels, so we gotta keep defeating the sword guy until we're standing on the right spot. So let's see, is that the right spot? No. And don't jump, otherwise, yep, see, that's what happens. They reform if you're in the air. You want to be standing or ducking after you defeat him. So yep, he's gonna keep reforming until we're in the right spot. There we are, we're in the right spot. So downwards we go. Oh wow, it's gray, a different color. I guess he ran out of green paint, huh? Alright, so we're really low down in his base now, but we're getting closer. Getting closer to the Dragon Ninja. He can't hide from us or keep the present long. So let's try this again. Charge, attack, get all of them at once. Nope, one got away. Let's try that again. Charge and hit all of them at... No. So that's not how to do it. But you get the idea. Wait another second, one more second longer than what I was doing. You can hit them all at once with the charge attack. That's how you're supposed to defeat those groups of ninjas on the wall. Alright, so now we have some nice barriers protecting us. This will make it a little harder. They gotta jump around, see like that. It gives us a little more time to plan for their arrival. Claude 1 had to jump down. He's trying to get back up, and I'm jumping around. So you can play little games here using all the barriers and walls. Alright, so now we're gonna start to do our Mega Man impression here. This is the mini boss rush of the game. You gotta fight all 6 bosses again, but they're mini boss versions. So, see, it's the green Karnov again. It'll be 5 hits, and he's defeated, the same as before. See? There he goes. So that's one boss down. And now I believe the next boss is showing up in this elevator. Let's see who it is. And it's Animal, wearing gold or brown, so we gotta fight him again. He should be easier too. It's gonna be 5 hits. We're gonna play keep away with him. He can't jump at us because we have a nice straightaway now. Just keep on doing powerful attacks. And there he goes. Alright, and now the good news is, if I remember, when you enter this elevator and head to the next floor, you should get all your health back. Let's see. So you see I have 1 bar left now. Let's see, I'm going up in the elevator. The door's open and I'm fully restored. So I told you, the game is very forgiving. It's a beatable. They didn't make this impossible. Alright, so let's beat Nanal now. That's the Claude Vega wannabe guy. And there he goes. And that's it. So next on the list should be Hanzo. Yep, there he is. So the green ninja that duplicates himself. So yep, it's a Mega Man style boss rush. You gotta fight all the bosses again, except lucky for us, they're mini boss versions. Pretty much just fight weaker versions of the same bosses that we fought already, because they're all guarding the main boss, the Dragon Ninja. Yep, Hanzo's fought the same exact way. He'll make duplicates of himself. You defeat each of the 4 duplicates by hitting each of the duplicates 2 times. Here we go. So these 2 will jump up. 1 and 2. There they go. And then the other 2 will jump up. 1 and 2. There they go. And then the original Hanzo will jump up. And you still have to hit him 5 times, unlike the original version, which had to be hit a lot more. And there he goes. Alright, so we're getting closer now. Let's see who's next. Nope, and it's Killer Joe. Yes, my least favorite. The one with the swinging claw weapon. Oh, see, yeah. I never jump at the right time. Luckily, he's a weaker version. So that should just leave Kanbosai, and he's easy because I have the nunchuck, so I just have to bop him a few times, and that'll be it. And, oh, he went off stage. Yeah, when he go off screen, it messes up the pattern. Well, like I was saying, we're going to fight Dragon Ninja with our fists. We'll teach him a lesson. Who needs a weapon? We're going to show Dragon Ninja just how we do things back where we came from. We're bad dudes. Alright, so yep, we're going to fight the Dragon Ninja. We should be alright. We have 3 lives here. So what you got to do is super jump onto the helicopter. And he has a dagger attack, so you want to avoid that. And just keep fighting. Punch and kick, punch and kick. And don't worry about losing lives. We have 3 lives, and you start right where you left off, just like that. So he has a flame attack. He'll drop fires down at you, but that shouldn't hurt us. Just get up close and personal. Keep attacking, punching, kicking, punching, kicking. And for long, yep, there he goes. So just like that, we defeated the Dragon Ninja and have defeated bad dudes, and we rescued the president. Let's see who it is. I'm bad. So for this version, they made it George H.W. Bush because he was president in 1989. So that's interesting. They actually changed the image to reflect the current president. But besides that, the ending's exactly the same. Let's go for a burger. He laughs at you. And then you see someone who doesn't really look like, that looks more like Dan Quayle than George Bush, which is funny. And he's holding the burger, and everyone's all happy and grinning, and their weird 8-bit renditions behind him. So yeah, they just changed it to look like Bush. They got rid of the Ronald Reagan references and made it a George H.W. Bush reference without using the name, so they got away with it that way. And it's the same ending otherwise. He's holding a burger, he's all happy. Our hero is happy too. He just rescued the president, and all we get is a lousy burger for all our efforts, but that's okay. We're still very happy that we were able to do what that whole army standing behind us wasn't able to. We were able to rush in there and defeat the whole Dragon Ninja army while they just grin, oh good, someone else did our work for us, and all we had to do is pay some burgers. Oh well, it's still a fun game though. So yes, I was a little rusty starting it, but once I got into the feel of it again, it all came back together. So that was Bad Dudes on the NES. It's a pretty faithful port. It's actually a lot of fun. It's one of the better Data East conversions. Not every Data East Nintendo game was a great conversion of their arcade port, but this is one of the better ones. You can see why so many people rented this and owned it and talked about this version of Bad Dudes vs. Dragon Ninja, minus the Dragon Ninjas in the title, of course. And there you go. That's our ending. We just get some of the names showing up. It's not the same credits as the arcade, which was a full screen scrolling credits, but that's okay. It's pretty much the same thing otherwise, and it is impressive what they were able to do to get this on the Nintendo. I do give them props. That was not easy to get this whole game, and with the sound clip of them saying I'm bad also, even as bad as it sounds, it's still impressive what they were able to do for their Nintendo game. I definitely give them props. This is one of the better games if you get used to everything. So I hope you see all the differences in this version as compared to the arcade version. It's pretty much the same thing, just they removed a few elements and it's dumbed down. It doesn't look as impressive, but it's the same idea. Alright, so that's it for now. I hope you all enjoyed. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. We definitely want to hear from you guys. We're going to be playing a lot of retro games, especially retro arcade games. We're going to be doing a lot of those co-ops in the future. And then we'll be doing a lot of these solar ones. But we're going to be doing a potpourri of stuff. Look for a lot of game playthroughs from me and the Vesper. We'll be on Twitch a lot on the weekends, so be sure to check us out on the Vesper. That's the name of our channel on Twitch. Be sure to check us out there. And yeah, that's it for now. Stay tuned for our next episode. We'll be having some more episodes coming up very soon. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.